up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Period. Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Y'all already know it's the Gaping Gorgeous Queen, Miss Kiera herself, child. And I got something to talk about. Shoot, I had to get that up out of there. So, y'all, you know, today in this world, it's really hard to see where you're making progress sometimes. I understand it. The world is going crazy right now. It's a madhouse. We're trying to be encouraged. We're trying to find love. We're trying to find ourselves. We're trying to find peace. We just want to be happy, right? And it's particularly hard for people with like anxiety and depression and stuff like that. So I have a list of things, 5 things, y'all, that I begin to see happening in my life that help me to know, okay, you're getting somewhere. You are healing. You are knocking this thing out the park, okay? You don't give up. Ain't no failing, okay? Baby, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again and again and again if you have to. Sometimes it'd be so hard for me to just push myself and say, keep going. Don't give up. Some days are so bad and some days are so good. And I'm just like, you know what? Overall, I can honestly say I am nowhere near in the same space I was in last year. Like, I know for a fact that last year I really thought, I didn't know what was going to happen to me, honestly. So let's get to the list. I don't want to make this a long video. I do want y'all to have these tips, and I do want y'all to be graceful with yourselves. Okay, so the very first sign of me getting better is a physical sign, okay? It's something that I could see. It's something that I could measure on myself. Whew, this is a hard one, y'all. I cannot lie about this. So I started to notice when I would wash my hair, condition it, braid it, whatever I was doing, I was having a lot of hair loss. Like, it's normal to shed your hair, right? You shed a certain amount of hair every single day. That's very normal. But I had begun to notice that when I would wash my hair and I would just be, going to grab it and taking, when you condition your hair, you go from root to end and you're doing that. And I would just notice that it would just be coming out all the time. Like it just was shedding out. And I'm just like, what is happening to my hair? Like, why is this happening to me? So I had to experience significant shedding. And when you are under a lot of emotional stress for an extended amount of time, stress really affects your body in a million different ways. One of those ways is hair loss. The stress basically just disrupts the natural cycle of hair growth, right? And it's a temporary thing, of course, but it is very alarming and it's very scary. And I was just like, why am I losing so much hair? As of very recently, when I washed my hair and braided it and conditioned it, I noticed that as I was combing it with my shower comb, that there was little to no shedding. And I was so happy. Ooh, I feel something in my spirit getting ready to drop some tears out. I just noticed that I didn't have a lot of shedding. So that was just one way for me to recognize that, hey, you're getting better. It's okay. You can relax yourself because this thing that you have going on is only temporary and you can get past it. You can go through it. And I felt very happy about my hair not falling out for the first time in a long time. So that's one way to know. If you are someone who has experienced hair loss due to stress, you will know that you're getting right back into your balance or a good harmony when your hair is back to its natural and healthy state. Another way that I knew I was healing was because I was getting a full night's rest. I remember nights where I would be up until the sun came up because I was scared to go to sleep. Some nights I just had plain old insomnia. I could not get comfortable. I could not be calm. And I would be up for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And I would feel sleepy, but I just could not fall asleep. But then I started to notice that many nights in a row, I would sleep through the night. Of course, to get up and occasionally use the bathroom or something like that. But I would notice that I would go to sleep and be asleep for hours. And that made me feel so good inside, because I'm just like, oh Lord, thank you. I remember one night I was sleeping on my floor, and I do that often when I'm feeling very anxious and just not safe or grounded. It's something that, I know I'm not the only one that does that. It's something about just wanting to be grounded and just feel the floor. But I would sleep on the floor when I would have pretty bad nights. And I remember I could not sleep one night, and I was just like praying and crying. I just was like, I just want to go to sleep. I just want to get some rest. Like, no lie, like I really was just crying, like I really just want to go to sleep. It's hard being so very exhausted from having, panic attacks and anxiety attacks and all these different things. And the only thing that you really want to do is go to sleep, but your body is so full of adrenaline and it's just so high strung that it doesn't want to rest. Your body is thinking that you are in danger, and that's no time to sleep. So I started to notice that, okay, you're getting back into a healthy groove because now your body is able to relax and sleep through the night. Number 3, I started to notice that I was being more productive. Like, I would get up and start cooking. I would go for a walk or try to get my miles in. I would go places, grocery shopping, hang out, just go regular shopping, going to go buy myself things, because I would not cook at all. I would always order food, or I would just bring food into my room, little, finger foods, things that I didn't have to cook. I would just bring that into my room and just sit on the floor with it, because I didn't have the energy to stand up at a stove and cook. That's the whole thing about not sleeping, right? You don't have energy when you don't sleep. There were moments that I would be cooking and I would be thinking, a few months ago, I would not have been able to do this. I just wouldn't have found the strength to do it or the courage to do it as well. Let's just be real. But I started to cook for myself. I started to clean up. I just was being more and more productive. I started just getting more exercise in. My mom would take me to the gym with her. I would go for walks. I would, do my makeup, get myself all pretty and start, just feel good. And that really helped me to really just feel like, okay, you're getting somewhere, sis. Like, you don't have to feel like a failure. Keep track of what you're doing. Another way that I knew that I was getting better, it was easier for me to pinpoint what my triggers were. Of course, this comes with speaking with a therapist. Therapists are trained and licensed to help you understand what your trauma is, what it came from, help you identify your triggers. So I strongly suggest you get yourself a therapist. But I started to know that I was better when I'm like, okay, that's triggering for me. I need to go this way. Or I don't need to be on social media today because I know that there's some triggering things on there. People are talking about this event. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that. When you start to be conscious of what your triggers are and protecting yourself from those triggers, that's how you know you're getting better. Because listen, all it takes is for you to get burned one time to know that fire is hot, okay? Once you recognize that something is not safe for you, you start to come up with ways to protect yourself. So in the past, I would be like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I'm so anxious. I don't know what did it. I don't know. But there's always a something, even if it's minute. Your body remembers every single thing. So if something happened to you 20 years ago, your body remembers the temperature. Your body remembers the smell. Your body remembers the lighting of the room when that thing happened to you. So you have to understand your trauma, because if you don't, you will never know what's triggering you. And it's just a better way to get a hold on your mental health, right? We won't always understand everything 100%, but if we can get a grasp on even the small things, that's a step in the right direction. Number 5, I knew that I was getting better when I started setting goals for myself. I don't know why this is, I guess I do know why I'm emotional about this, but I started setting goals for myself and letting hope just build up and start to circulate in my life. Like, I was so hopeless at one point of my life. And I'm not saying that I'm completely, where I need to be, because there's still some moments I have where I'm just very unsure. But I started writing goals for myself. I started making goals for a year out, 6 months out. I started to plan for my day. I started to really think about the things that I wanted out of life, how many more books I want to write, how many more people I want to touch, how many more videos I want to record for YouTube, just continuing to set goals for myself and just saying, you know what, I don't have to let fear run my life. You don't have to let fear run your life. Fear is natural. Fear is there to help us navigate difficult or dangerous situations. But it is when we let it just run our lives is when it starts to get out of control. And then we just find ourselves very anxious and very worrisome. And that's where it is a problem. So I had to take hold of my life. The best way to take hold of your life is to discover what it is that you actually want out of life. What is it that you're trying to do? Write those things down. And just understand that no dream or goal is too small and none is too big. So just keep writing those goals down and make sure that you're doing your very best to achieve them. Your best may not look like my best. When I'm setting my fitness goals, I'm not looking at anyone else and how many miles they can do in a day or how many push-ups or squats they could do. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I do what I know my body can do. I cap out where I need to cap out at, okay? One thing about me, I'm gonna stay in my lane. One thing about me, I know my lane, all right? So just learning yourself and really pacing yourself. You do not have to put yourself in a situation where you have to try to keep up with other people because you will always fail trying to keep up in somebody else's race. Your race, your life is your own. And I might be talking too much at this point, but I just really need y'all to know that I've come a long way. And I need you to know that you have come a long way. If you don't believe me, get you a journal and keep track of your days, keep track of your mood, how you feel, all of that. Because even if it's something extremely small, it could be so small. I laughed more than I laughed yesterday. You know what I mean? Like when I was going through that stuff, I didn't find a dang on thing funny. Things were rough for me. You know, life gets rough and that's okay. You know, we go through certain things, but please understand that it will get better. Everything has a season. It's not here for a lifetime. I really need you to understand that fully, okay? Nothing will last forever. It will not last forever. I'm telling you this because I know what that feels like, and it's such a hard struggle, and it's just so hard to maintain a smile. And I'm telling you, you do not have to plaster on a smile every day. If you don't feel good, you don't feel good, and that's fine. But just understand that the littlest things will begin to change you. I remember being in that space and all I could do sometimes was meditate for 10 seconds, listen to a 5-minute audio. Compared to the next person, that's not much of anything. But for where I was in my life, that was huge for me. So give yourself some credit. Keep on encouraging yourself, even if you have no one else in your corner. You know I'm rooting for you, period. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe too, okay?